So there we go. Hello, Plastic Ocean Leapers heading off at the beginning of May. Here we go. Very exciting. Right, okay. I'm Millie. I'm probably, well, one of the 3 people in this office that have been bamboozling you with emails. So it's nice to meet you all. For those that can't join today, don't worry, hopefully you're watching this as a recording, and I will, of course, send it to all you guys as well. So the aim of this Zoom meeting is that it is in collaboration. So please, if there are any questions as I rattle through my stuff that I want to tell you, just stick your hand up, wave, send me an emoji. I don't know what it is that, you know, but please just ask away. What we're going to cover today is you're flying out, everything that you need for Costa Rica, and we're going to whiz through your itinerary, the money, extra cost to budget for, phones, SIM cards, kit list, personal admin, and health and safety. So there's a lot to whiz through, okay? So to kickstart, this is your wonderful itinerary that we're kind of playing with, and I'm just can't send it to you just yet because I'm just waiting for Melly, our girl on the ground, just to finalize a couple of things. But in essence, your itinerary, you're there for 6 weeks, and you're going to have 3 weeks in Santa Teresa and 3 weeks out and about. So the Plastic Oceans trip now is, you know, it develops with every trip. There's a slight tweak, a slight development based on the feedback of the last group. So your trip, you are going to arrive on Sunday the 1st, all in San Jose. I know you're all coming on different flights, which we'll come to in a bit, but you're all going to be picked up from the airport, regardless of what flight you're on. So don't worry, you come out, you'll see the LEAP sign, you hop in the minibus, and you go straight to the Rosa of America, which is our sweet little hotel that we always use 20 minutes from the airport. So it is super easy. That is where you are going to all meet and greet each other. Have your first night, supper's included. It is local Costa Rican food, so beware for lots of beans and pintos on night 1. In the morning, you're all going to wake up, and you're not going to Santa Teresa first. We're doing your trip back to front, and I don't know why, but you know, this is the kind of the reasoning is we're taking you straight to Samara Beach. And this is where it would be really good. You all live in a lovely little hostel there, and it's really good for kind of team dynamics to get you all bonded. And then you get split into 2 smaller groups to do the first Robinson Crusoe turtle experience. And trust me, it is your Robinson Crusoe experience. Samara Beach is lovely, lovely little beach cafes, you know the scene. When you're at Asvo Turtle Sanctuary, you're think correctly, tin roof, hammocks, all of you cooking, head torches on, basic, okay? But everyone loves this place. It's a real adventure, river crossing to get there. You feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. It's heaven, amazing sundowners. So you will love this place, even though it is throwing you in the deep end. But that is, it's good to throw in the deep end, trust me. The turtle season, as you know, is kind of come to an end, but I have been to Costa Rica in April, May, and seen turtles. So with climate change as it is, never say never, but there's so much work that needs to be done to prepare the hatcheries for the next season. So you will be kept very busy. After Samara, you're then heading straight to the cloud forest for your adventure phase. This is going to the adventure phase in Monteverde. Monteverde is the kind of beautiful cloud forest. So all of a sudden you're kind of, it's much cooler. This is where you put long trousers on, possibly a sweatshirt. Lots of hikes, lots of the Hanging Bridges tour. And this, of course, is the opportunity where everybody goes zip wiring, bungee jumping, There's all sorts of weird and wonderful kind of adventures that you can choose to do when you're there, but everyone loves that. Then you're going to come back down to the coast and you're going to go to Santa Teresa, which is the kind of hub of all our operations. Santa Teresa, in this place, you're going to be living in the Jacara camp, which is Jacara are kind of our partners in Costa Rica. It's a home from home. Chris and his wife and his entire family live here. So you'll see it's about 5 acre plot with a little pool in the middle. Even Chris says it's a big pool. He hates it when I say little. And there's loads of bungalows around where you all the Leapers live together in hopefully the monkey house, which we've just built. Then there's big dining rooms, and Chris and his team, they do take other volunteers that come from Europe. So it's really international. You will meet people from Germany, Switzerland, from Holland. They do something similar, but different, but from a social point of view, it just is heaven. There's lots of campfires. There's lots of kind of evening entertainment in camp. So it's a very social place to be. So then you've got 1, 2, 3 weeks here. Hold on. Well, it kind of works out about 2.5 weeks. Then you move to Serenas, which is an hour up the coast for your final turtle phase. Then you come back to Santa Teresa to finish off your projects, to celebrate before you then all go independently traveling or back home. So that is your order of events as it is today. So everything is included, but it's just in a kind of jumbled different way than it is on the website. But that's very, very normal. So any questions on the different phases? Yeah, sound good? Happy with those? Cool. Okay, now we're just going to in each phase, the meals and the extra costs, because this always gets people. And so in Samara, breakfast and lunch is included. Supper is out. Supper budget, $10. Okay. Monteverde, breakfast and supper included. Lunch is out. Budget $10. Santa Teresa, breakfast and lunch included, but suppers can be in the camp. You can go to the supermarket, and as a team, I've seen all different teams approach this in a different way. Some go to the supermarket and take it in turns in smaller groups to cook for each other. Some nights the team put on a pizza night, a sushi night for $10, and everybody just kind of goes, yeah, we'll do that. Or you can go out. Now, Santa Teresa, let me tell you, is like the Ibiza of Costa Rica. It is hip, it is cool, and the choice is just eye-wateringly just exciting. You've got sushi bars, burger bars, but everything is just stylish and gorgeous, and you can pay anything from $10 up to $25, okay, for a night out. And I'm not talking with all these costs, I'm not talking about alcohol, I'm just talking about your plate of food and one drink, okay? So Santa Teresa, you have got to be clever with where you choose to eat. And some groups say, oh God, we spent an absolute fortune. And you drill down on what they were doing, and they were going to cocktail bars and paying 15, 20 quid a cocktail. I mean, no, you can't do that. Okay, so you've got to be really on it and work it out as a group, what your budgets are. Yes, you could splinter into smaller groups, but work together on that. Serenas, all your meals are included. And when you're at the first ASVO, the first turtle sanctuary, again, all your meals are included. Okay. So the extras that people love to do, all extras are optional. Okay. So nobody has to do anything, but I know that everybody wants to do, these exciting things. When you're at Samara, Okay, the things that everybody loves to do is to do this island snorkeling trip, which costs $30. They love to do this sundowner thing, which costs $10. I think that's pretty much it. When you're at Monteverde, weirdly, people love to bungee jump. That's $85. Okay, why do people like bungee jumping? I've got no idea. Maybe it's just because I'm too old. The zip wiring, let me tell you, that really is good fun. And that's budget, I think $60, $65. Now, if you don't want to bungee jump or you're worried about it, in the zip wiring event, there is this thing called the Tarzan Swing at the end, which is really, really frightening. You have to throw yourself off a very high ledge and you swing across the jungle. So if you're thinking kind of budget, that might actually nail your need to do a bungee jump. Similar but different, but close enough. There are little horse riding events, and they're usually about $30, and you could do that in Monteverde or in Santa Teresa. Now, when you're at Santa Teresa, there are two tours which everybody absolutely love. One is the Tortuga trip, which takes you to an island, and it's gorgeous, and that's about $70. And another one is the bioluminescence trip, and that's, I think this is off the top of my head, about $50 or less. Okay. And then there's things like waterfall treks that are kind of added, including a packed lunch, and they're kind of about $15, $20. So they're not that, but the big ticket items are the ones I've just listed. Okay. You don't have to do them all, but I'm just, if you've got a birthday coming up and somebody says, what do you want for your birthday? You might be able to say to them, could you give me the zip wire? Something along those lines. Okay. Any questions on those? No. Okay. So the rule of thumb, just brace yourself. Costa Rica is an expensive country. Okay. It's a glamorous country. Everything works beautifully. In most places you can drink the water out of the tap, just to give you kind of an idea. So you have got to be careful with your spending money. Don't go ugly early and blow your budget in week one. Most people work on a budget of about 150 to 200 pounds a week, don't they, Zoe? That's the kind of typical budget. So you should be, including your trips, averaging out at about that. Okay.
Sorry, can I just ask something?
Yeah.
The trips that you mentioned, is that what we organise on the weekend, or do we do those kind of in the afternoons when we're not?
They're usually at the weekends, but when you're at Samara Beach, when you're at Serenas, when you're at Monteverde, the weekends just kind of blur into the week, so it will be during the phase. But in Santa Teresa, they're at the weekends. Okie dokes. While we're on money, don't get the local currency out at home. Get it when you're there from the ATMs. And in your first week, you will be kind of taken to the ATMs, help get a local SIM card if you want. All that admin will happen in the first few days. Okay. When it comes to bank cards, weirdly, Revolut, no, it's Monzo. Monzo does work. Is it? Okay, Revolut's the bad guy. Revolut's quite tricky in Costa Rica. It works everywhere else in Central and South America, but in some places they don't like Revolut. I think it's called Monzo. I'm going to have to look this up. Will you quickly look it up on the MyLeap? Yes. I'm going to get back to you. There was one card that the last group said it didn't like. Starling is another one of those cards which does work. Debit cards work like a dream. Telephones, please take 2 telephones. Your good phone, okay, which you'll not lose and will be totally reliable, but you've got a backup phone in the bottom of your rucksack, because it is amazing how many people drop their phones, smash their phones, lose their phones. Okay, So that is really good. And if it's beyond 2007, if it's an old iPhone that's in one of the kitchen drawers, then they are always open, so you can put new SIM cards in. Wi-Fi is everywhere apart from at the 2 turtle sanctuaries. And when I say Wi-Fi is everywhere, it is everywhere for WhatsApping. It's not everywhere for downloading movies. So, you know, WhatsApp, Snapchat, you know, that type of thing, it's all good to go. But anything more than that doesn't work. Okay, Zoe apologizes. We'll blame Zoe. Yeah. Back to bank cards. Monzo is the bad guy. Okay, Monzo is the one that Costa Rica banks don't like. So choose Revolut or Starling.
Starling for Costa Rica got really good reviews on the feedback form.
Yeah. Okay. Kit list. Everything on that kit list is really useful. Okay, really, really useful. So please, you know, take it seriously. When we need the head torch, you really need that. You only need it when you're in the Robinson Crusoe turtle sanctuary for 2 or 3 days. But let me tell you, if you don't have it, you'll be tripping and smacking your head against everything. So you really, really need it. There is no electricity there. The mosquito net, again, you need it for that Robinson Crusoe experience. Cheap and cheerful. You can literally get a mozzie net for about 10 quid off Amazon, and you want just one of the cheap ones that you can tie on to the ceiling. Okay, nothing too technical or fancy. Washing clothes, very easy to do throughout the whole trip. There are laundrettes everywhere. You could just wash stuff in the shower and hang it up. At the camp at Chiquera, there is a laundry system where they can take about, I don't know how many kgs for $10 US or less, $10. So no problem. Post, forget it. Okay. All parents listening to this, if it's any of your birthdays, no, your birthday cards, gifts will not get through to Costa Rica. So if you've leave something at home, that's it. Go and buy it out in Costa Rica because the post is utterly hopeless. That's why take 2 phones, take several bank cards, be prepared. You can buy most things out in Costa Rica, but I tell you a top tip that everyone wants us to let you know, suntan lotion is really expensive in Costa Rica. Shampoos, toothpaste, all that, you can get that to a penny. But, you know, good suntan lotion, that's pretty expensive. So take a good supply of that. Personal admin, okay, in the personal admin form, in My Leap, there is a health section. Please tell us everything, you know, or if you don't want to fill it in there, just email us.
Or if you've already filled it in and have something to add, tell us because we can't.
Oh, okay. Zoe's butting in here. She says, top tip, if you've already filled in your health form and you're thinking, oh, I didn't tell them that I should do, just email it to us because it won't re-flood our system. So just email and tell us anything that you might think is completely normal and run-of-the-mill, but actually would be really useful to know. For example, it's amazing how many people turn up on day 1 of the trip and say they have a chronic nut allergy and have forgotten to tell us, or they have a chronic phobia of spiders and they forgot to tell us. You know, mental health, recovering, anything that you might need support, tell us, because our team out there are so kind and giving, and we can deal with most things. And let me tell you, we have seen most things over the last 20 years. So tell us, and then we can look after you properly. Okay, any questions so far? I think we've covered the most thing. Now I'm really going to put my school teacher hat on and actually sound like a school teacher and a parent and because I'm now going to talk about your health and safety out there. Starting with health, okay, you have got to take responsibility for yourself. And I know I sound like a nag. I know, but it is really crucial. The first week in Costa Rica is when things can go very quickly wrong because people are suffering from jet lag and they're not drinking enough and they can get very quickly dehydrated. And dehydration is is very serious, and it can feel headaches, joint aches. It can feel like you've got COVID, diarrhea, all those things. So we don't want you to get dehydrated. So week one, I want you drinking loads of water. If you've got rehydrates, which you can get some really nice ones that are like Redoxon that you just throw in your water, drink them. Okay, you have got to look after yourselves. I promise you, there's always one in every group that doesn't and really suffers in week one. The simple mosquito bite, do not scratch it. Okay, cuts, open wounds basically in the tropics don't heal, and you've really got to look after them, because look at them, monitor them, because if they start getting a red ring, then you need antibiotics. Okay, it's black and white. Okay, getting a dodgy stomach, be mindful. If you've got a dodgy stomach, stop eating, all the kind of food that you want to. Put yourself on a strict diet of rice, drink lots of Coca-Cola. I know, who knew? Coke is brilliant for dodgy stomach. And really get yourself right. Talk to the guides. They'll be so helpful with this. Again, they've seen it all, but you've got to take responsibility and stick your hand up. Do not suffer in silence, okay? Because that is what we're there to do, to help. Now, safety. Right, are you all listening? Now, in Santa Teresa, especially, throughout Costa Rica, we have inside knowledge to what is going on. That is one of the benefits of going with the Leap, as opposed to just being a cheerful backpacker, going blind into all the different towns. Now, in Santa Teresa, 3 weeks ago, there were a couple of personal incidents where there were a couple of personal incidents of personal physical assault. Okay, the perpetrator has been caught. He's on probation and he is being watched very, very carefully by all the authorities. So he doesn't pose a threat to us right now. But his stomping ground is in Santa Teresa. Santa Teresa is a beautiful, holistic surf kind of retreat style place. But clearly, as in every place, in the wrong part of town, which is right at the end, there are two places, one called La Laura, the nightclub, and occasionally they have these pop-up jungle kind of illegal clandestine beach raves. I'm afraid to say those two places are completely out of bounds for all leapers. I know, I'm sorry, but those are really seedy places. People are going to get their drink spikes. People are going to have incidents. It's always there. And therefore, we really, for your own safety, and parents, can you back us up on this? We are banning leapers from going to those two places. Everywhere else in Santa Teresa is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, safe, just absolutely heavenly. It's just two seedy places which we don't want you to go to. Okay, for any more information on that, give us a call. But that is just the kind of the rules right now. They might change when you're out there. We will keep you updated, but we would just be really grateful if you could just follow those, just avoid those two places. All the problems that we have is when people have drunk too much and put themselves in vulnerable positions. And we've just got to really be mindful of that. And be careful and look after yourselves. Look after, you are out there on a kind of beautiful volunteering adventure experience, and, going out late at night, it's just not really kind of part of the deal. It's just, yeah, work hard, have a few drinks in the evening, a lot of fun, That's the vibe that we're after. Okay, lecture over. There we go. So we can't end on that note. That's way too. So back to your itinerary. This is all the phases that you've got coming. It's dynamic. It's various. It's not dynamic, various. It's dynamic, and it's got a lot of variety in it. And the pace is going to be different every day. Now, if you think the pace, you want to do more, stick your hand up and say to the guides, I want to do more. If you're exhausted and on your knees, say to the guys, Jesus Christ, no, we are not going on another 10-kilometer hike through the jungle. Yesterday was enough. Okay. You are a team, work together, chat with the guides. They are there to juggle the itinerary to go. And there will be dynamic changes which happen throughout this journey. For example, one of the groups, a month ago, they were all going to Serenas. They were all packed. They were on their way. Serenas rang to say, oh my God, we've got lockdown. We've got COVID. No one can leave and no one can come. So it's like, oh. So, overnight we kind of found a different turtle sanctuary to go to. So, you got to be flexible and on your toes, because, we are still traveling in these kind of weird COVID times, and extraordinary things can happen. So, yes, I think that is all I've got to say. Any questions while I've got you? No? All good? Yes? Go, Lottie.
It's like, for the weather, does it get quite chilly in the evenings? Will you need to bring trousers and jumpers?
No,
Or
it
not
is
at
hot and steamy. Okay.
So when we go as well.
Yeah, but when you go into Monteverde, it is going to be. It's such a kind of relief, because it's not humid, so it's dry and can get cool at night, but not cool for a sweatshirt.
Okay.
So just pack one sweatshirt, that will be all you need. And the raincoat, it could rain. The rain season is beginning to come, but if it rains, it literally is just fantastic, because it just kind of clears the air and then it's gone in an hour.
Thank you.
Okay. When it comes to clothing, one of the last groups, they were saying that Birkenstocks, and two of the girls said they were so pleased they took a pair of Crocs. I was like, I know the Crocs, they might be practical, but we all know they don't look very attractive. But they said they were the best shoes that they could take.
Jelly shoes. Someone also mentioned
jelly shoes.
Yeah.
Jelly shoes are really good too. You do loads of kind of walking around on the beach, over rock pools, loads of kind of beach hikes. So whatever's good for that. And then the shoes for when you're in Monteverde, you really want a pair of sturdy trainers. I know you guys wear really nice kind of Nike trainers in the evening. Keep those for nice. Okay, do not wear those during the daytime, because they'll get absolutely ruined in the cloud forest. Okay. Bikinis. Can we have some kind of semi-decent, half decent bikinis? Some, honestly, you wear bikinis the entire time, but yeah, just really those incy-wincy bikinis. What else? What else is a really good top tip? Little dresses. I know, because you do want to look nice in the evening. You do. So, but in Santa Teresa, there are so many gorgeous shops. Not that I should be encouraging you to blow your budget, but there are so many great little shops. Okay, this is one for the girls. Okay, so it's just kind of reminding me. Yeah, so saying looking out for the sisterhood. The price of tampons out there is very expensive. Just saying. Random top tip, not something we can put on the kit list. Anything else?
No,
No, Zoe.
Crocs all the way.
Zoe's saying Crocs all the way. Please don't. They don't look good in the photos. We know that. Okay, so
I have a quick question.
go.
So should we take any cash with us, or as in like for the first day, or none of
I
them?
would take for emergencies, I would take kind of 50 to 100 US dollars. Okay, and you have
Okay.
that on you, and that is like backup funds, because you can use that in Costa Rica, but you don't want to because they rip you off, you know.
Yeah.
But just have that just in case.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
Yes, yes, yes. I think we've pretty much covered everything. I know what it's like. As soon as I go, I think, oh no, I should have said that. Okay. You're in for a real treat. Real treat. And you're going to love it. And you're going to have so many fantastic, weird and wonderful memories when you look back at the end. When you're at the end in Santa Teresa, in one of those glorious bars with sand under your feet, listening to gorgeous, slow, kind of Ibiza style music, looking back at the last 6 weeks, and everyone kind of writes a list of their highlights. It will be extraordinary what you write down. So good luck, team. Have a wonderful trip. And we're back in the office on Tuesday next week. So any questions, just send us an email or give us a call. Okay? Take care. Happy Easter.
Thank you.
Thank you.